What is up, YouTube? Brian here, back again with another video, and today we are going through basically an accumulation of OMNIA orders that I've been putting in the last couple weeks. So if you guys don't know, I have a affiliate link down in my description, and I got a code, so check the description for the latest code for 15% off at OMNIA Fishing. I have been putting together some orders with various things that have come in stock at OMNIA over the last couple weeks. We've got a big old box here full of goodies, and I got to say that I just want to say thank you to people who have been using the code and have going through the affiliate. You're helping me put together videos like this. A lot of this stuff was purchased with some of the credits that I've been building up from participation through my code from you all, so I want to say from deep down, thank you. And let's dive in. I got a whole bunch of goodies in here. This is stuff that some of this is restocks on things I needed. Some of this is new things that OMNIA just started carrying recently. So we're going to cover a few of this stuff, a few of these baits in detail. So there's a lot of stuff in here. So I'm going to try and get through as quick as I can and tell you what I got, why I got it. Okay, so first off, we're going to talk a little bit about swim jigs. Now I have a lot of swim jigs. There's a million different kinds of swim jigs out in the world. This is a new brand. Well, it's not a new brand. This brand's been around a long time. People who are into swim jigs know very well Lethal Weapon. It's another Wisconsin jig company. For some reason, people in Wisconsin make really good jigs. Maybe it's because there's nothing else going on over there. They're bored. Wisconsin jokes. I don't know why, but they make awesome jigs. So the Lethal Weapon. This is a. I got 3 colors here. Let's pop one open. This is the black and blue. These baits are known for being a little on the lighter side as far as like the hardware, and they're known for being really good for like smallmouth. Now, this is the black and blue. There's some tinsel, which is really cool. The hook on this is a little lighter wire than I would normally expect, but the weed guard on this is also really soft. So the reason I got these, and I got these all in 3/8 color, is for throwing swim jigs for smallmouth. I fish a lot of smallmouth over Wisconsin, and swim jigs is something I haven't really thrown for smallmouth, and it's something I want to start throwing. So I figured I'm going to pick up some of these Lethal Weapon jigs, and let's see, there's the green pumpkin. This one's really nice too. There's no tinsel on this one, unlike the black and blue, which is very interesting. And then the last color, I got this perch color, and I think these are all 3/8. I usually go quarter ounce on swim jigs because I like lighter, but I figured I'm probably going to be throwing this a little around rock piles and maybe some wood. So there's the perch color. It's got a lot of chartreuse and white and a little bit of orange. No tinsel as well. So yeah, so those are the swim jigs. These are the Lethal Weapon swim jigs. A little lighter wire, a little lighter brush guard, more for that smallmouth type fishing. I'm sure these would be great for largemouth as well. Not saying they're not, but I bought them specifically to throw for smallies. Another thing I grabbed. Now, I grabbed some of these Wu Tungsten beads. So these are flipping beads. I'm going to put these below a weight and above a knot for flipping. I've just been wanting to try these little beads to add a little knock, knock, knock to my flipping presentations. And I don't have these in my tackle box, so now I do. Let's stay on the jig kick. So I actually have not used these Cage Fighter jigs. I'm a big fan of the Stealth Fighter. So I've been using the Stealth Fighter jigs since they came out. They're fantastic jigs. I've been using them around docks, and I've been skipping them, and I've been fishing them in grass. Big fan of the Stealth Fighter. Now the Cage Fighter is a slightly different version. This is still a tungsten jig. Let's pop this out of the package. The difference with this jig versus the Stealth Fighter is where the line tie is placed. This has a horizontal line tie, and the brush guard on the Cage Fighter is a little more intense and a little more sturdy than the Stealth Fighter. So this jig is apparently made for going around docks, around wood, any kind of heavier cover. So I'm going to give these a whirl with dock fishing this year. So I don't know, we're going to give the Cage Fighter a whirl. I just got it in the simple black and brown color just because, you know, why not? It goes with everything. So I don't know. I haven't tried them yet. I know the Stealth Fighter jig is great, so I assume the Cage Fighter jig is going to be just as good. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to give the Cage Fighter, I picked 2 of them up in 3/8, no, half. So I went with half because I have so many 3/8 jigs. I want to get a couple more halves, so that's why I got these in half. Normally I would get 3/8, but I got a pile of 3/8 jigs, so I don't need to add more to the lineup. All right, let's keep going. So Lipless cranks are definitely a hole in my game, and Omnia started carrying the Jackal TN50s. These are a smaller profile lipless crankbaits. They do have tungsten in the lips, so let's pop one of these open here. I got 3 different colors of the TN50. I got, let's see, this is the black and gold. This is the craw color. That's escape craw. It's kind of a red. And then this one is probably the one I'm going to throw first. This looks the most like, you know, perch forage. This color is called Money. It's called Money. The money color, I guess. Okay. So this is a TN50. It's got a tungsten lip right here. So apparently when these drop, they're good for going nose down onto like rock piles and stuff. So I'm probably going to slap this on a spinnerbait. I'm sorry, a spinning rod. Maybe like use my Megabass Brigand or maybe my 873S, but a slightly like more intense, longer spinning rod. And I'm going to throw this and try and yo-yo this around rock piles and see what happens. So I wanted to add some more lipless to my arsenal, and I like these because they're small, but they still have, they're very loud, and they have that tungsten on the nose, so it's supposed to be, you're supposed to bang this around on cover and rock. So we'll see. I'm going to add these to the arsenal, so I picked up 3 of those just in some various colors to give them a whirl, and that is the Jackal TN50 lipless crank. I know people fish them around grass too as well. It's not just for rocks. Okay, now I'm going to talk a little bit about a bait that most people probably aren't throwing or even have heard of outside of the North Country, and that is the new VMC Moontail Jigs. So, up in the North Country, throwing hair jigs, marabou jigs, these kinds of things are fairly common for walleye fishing. Guys have been throwing, I know there's like an upsize of this that people throw down on ledges and down south, but up north, mostly people use these big hair jigs for walleye fishing. And that's what I'm going to be using them for. So I grabbed a few of these for fishing walleyes. I'm sure I'll catch some smallmouth on these things. I got some heavier sizes because I figure I'm going to try throwing these in a little deeper water, maybe like offshore humps, deeper water for walleyes. And then, you know, I'm sure smallies are going to smash these too. Now, these things are pretty intense. These are really big heads, really gorgeous eyeballs on these things, and they have pretty intense hooks. So you don't put a trailer on these. You basically throw them out. You hop them off the bottom. You can throw them out and slow retrieve them back in. But I think this is going to be a nice walleye snatcher and possibly smallmouth snatcher as well up in the North Country here. So I got some various colors and sizes. So I got some 3/8 in white. I got 3/8 in this purple, and then I got this like orange pink looking fire color. I think this is like UV pink in a 1/4 ounce. So anyway, kind of excited to try these. I like throwing hair. I like throwing bucktail, these kinds of things. You know, this is just a new version that VMC came out with, I think, in the last year. And that is the Moontail Jig. These are actually selling out really fast around here. Like, if there's shops that, local shops up here in Minnesota that have these on the shelf, and they're already gone. So I have a feeling that this is going to be a hot walleye and smallmouth bait this year. So that's the VMC Moon Eye. And then, okay, so I got a Tequila Background. Oh, I have another color too. So this is the 1/4 ounce, and this color is the Blue Fire UV. I just grabbed a whole bunch of colors because I don't really know what colors I should be throwing or what, you know, what's going to work. So just get a bunch of different ones, try them out. Now, I bought a Tequila Background bait casting rod this year, Megabass, and I wanted some more swim baits and bigger things to throw on that. And so what I ended up going with is, I'm just looking for the hooks that I got for these, but I picked up some more 5-inch Megabass Spark Shads. So I'm going to rig these weedless using a hook that I can't find at the moment. Let's see, 5/0. I have some 6/0 hooks in here somewhere that I bought. I don't remember where they're at. They're in here somewhere. Don't know where they went. I got big hooks for this. There we go. It took a while to find it, but so I ordered some Owner Beast hooks, 6/0, and I'm going to put them with these Megabass Spark Shads. I got the real color and the Hi-U, the white. So I'm going to rig them weedless, throw them on a Tequila Background, throw it up around grass, throw it up around pads, throw it up on around cover. So hopefully I get some big bites and some bigger largemouth bass with the 5-inch spark shads and the Owner 6/0 beast hook. So Omnia does sell these. So if you're a swim bait person, you should check them out. Okay, moving on. I picked up another hard bait. This is the Spro rock crawler. I'm sure a lot of people are very familiar with the rock crawler. This is the MD55. I have never thrown a Spro rock crawler. I know they are super popular down south, and I'm really excited to try these out. I'm going to grind rock piles with this. This is just a bait I've always been wanting to give a whirl, and Omnia is now carrying the full line of Spro rock crawlers, so I was like, ooh, I'm going to grab one and give it a whirl. And this is the color I got. It is called Molten Craw. It's kind of a little mix of chartreuse, a little gold, and a little red on top. So I think this is going to be a spring color to throw on a crankbait rod like the Swing Fire or the Javelin, and we'll give it a whirl. So that's a Spro rock crawler, adding that to my arsenal. New baits. All right, let's talk Chatterbait Trailers. Hog Farmer. So I know a lot of you guys out there are into like the Depths Death Hatter, which are like $10 a pack. These baits are very similar, and they are made in America here. I don't know where they make these. I don't know where Hog Farmer is based out of. But anyway, let me show you these baits. These are both the 5 inches of the green pumpkin, pack of green pumpkin. These are called the Spunk Shads. 5-inch spunk shads, actually 5.5, so 5.5-inch spunk shads. I'm going to throw these on the back of jackhammers for a trailer. Now, if you notice, this profile is probably really similar. Ooh, that's a really kinked up one there. I might have to boil that one. That's not a great look. That's a crazy tail. But anyway, so the 5-inch spunk shad, this is the perfect size to be throwing on a full-size jackhammer, especially like a 1/2 ounce, like a bigger jackhammer. Bigger, heavier one. This is going to give you that big profile. It does not have that paddle tail, so it's not going to fight the action of your jackhammer. I don't throw paddle tails on jackhammers. I always liked straight or fork tail baits on a jackhammer because you're allowing it to have that side-to-side hunting action. If you're throwing paddle tails on jackhammers, that's fine, but what you're doing is you're actually tightening that wobble and not letting it have its full range of motion. I know a lot of people already know that, but I'm just saying if you're really looking for an effective trailer, you want to have something that's got a tail that does not impart its own action onto the jackhammer. It just lets the jackhammer go crazy. So anyway, I'm going to try these these Hog Farmer Spunk Shads. Terrible name, by the way. I love these Hog Farmer baits, but Spunk Shad is like probably the worst name for a bait. I mean, come on, Spunk, really? There's like a 14-year-old name these things. So anyway, don't like the name, like the bait, like the price point. Gonna try them out as jackhammer trailers. Moving on. We got more spark shads. I needed some more of these green pumpkin 3-inch spark shads. I like the green pumpkins for throwing on the back of finesse jigs, like say this Kitech jig that I also ordered. You can throw this on the back of like your Depths headlock. You can throw this on the back of any of your football jigs. So finesse football jigs, I like throwing a 3-inch spark shad on the back as a trailer and then kind of just dragging it or reeling it in. And then I got another, just because I'm stocking up on many of these as possible, I got another 1/2 ounce Kitech tungsten finesse football jig. I said that weird, but anyway. So, adding some more spark shads and another Kitech jig just into the pile. I got a bunch of them. They're amazing. So this bait, I actually already took it out of the package because I was taking a picture of it for my Instagram channel, which, by the way, you should be following me at Punch Fishing on Instagram. But this is a color of the Jackal Gavacho that I did not have. This is like a red. They call this, I think they call this the red frog or red something, but there's really not much red. It's more of a bronze and brown color, more like a copper than red. But anyway, if you're not throwing the Gavacho frog, it is one of the best popping frogs. I've been a believer in this for about 2 years now. I started using them about 2 years ago. Last season, I caught a bunch of fish on the Gavacho. Between the Gavacho and the Jackal Gavacho frog and these Spro bronzeye popping frogs, they're like the only 2 popping frogs you need. If you need a popping frog, the Gavacho or the Spro, I don't have one, I'm kind of pretending I'm holding one, but the Spro bronzeye 65 popping frog and the Gavacho are amazing. Both of them are great. You can't go wrong with either, but I highly suggest you picking up the Gavacho frog if you have not tried this yet. It is a really great topwater popping bait. You can fish this in heavy cover. It walks pretty well. It spits a lot. And the hookup ratio on this thing is really good. One thing I like about the Gavacho is if you notice that there's a definite upswing in the hooks. So those hooks are always pointing upright. and they are ready to just drive into a fish's mouth. I have just really great hookup ratio on these things. And what else is cool, you don't need to do any modifications. You can just take it right out of the package. You don't need to trim the tails. You don't need to bend the hooks. You can just throw this thing right out of the package and it's good to go. So Omnia is now carrying the Gavacho. They come in and out of stock. These things sell out fast. So check the availability on what colors are in, but you cannot go wrong with the Gavacho. Another bait I picked up, another dark sleeper in the Donko color. This is my favorite color. So up here we have a lot of lakes that we don't have goby up here, but we do have lakes that have like mudfish and sculpin. So this color is really great. You catch sculpin up on some of the lakes up here and they look exactly like this color. So I've had a lot of great luck. I like the 3-inch and 1/2 ounce. The 3-inch dark sleepers and the 1/2 ounce is my favorite size. And if I can only pick one color, this is the color I'm going to pick up here in the smallmouth waters. I like throwing this bait on my Mega Bass Brigand, or you can just throw it on any medium heavy bait casting rod you want. But anyway, grabbed another one of these just because I only have a couple left, and I figure I'll just grab one more because it's the best color that I like. So moving on, I got some more. So I got some experimental stuff here, which I don't have a ton of experience with, but we're gonna give them a whirl. And that is the Geek Crack. We got some Geek Crack bellows gills, but we got them in some different sizes. So I have, here, I'll just start with this. So I have 2 packs of the bellows gill in the 3-inch. I think it's bigger than that. Yeah, the 3.8. So this is a 3.8 inch. I know a lot of people like rigging these things weedless on like a 2 or 3/0 EWG hook and just fishing them weightless. So that's one of the things I'm going to be trying with this. I know hookup ratio isn't the best on these baits, depending on what kind of hook you use. But, you know, I want to give them a whirl. I've heard these things are really great weedless if you just kind of throw them out there, cast them, and let them sit and just let them do their own gliding down to the bottom, because they got a very like bluegill looking profile on these things. So anyway, got some more 3.8 Geek Crack bellows gills. Give those a whirl this year. Now I also got the smaller size. This is the 2.8. Now these are really, I'm going to take one out. These things are small. And what I think, and these things are slimy, by the way. If you've never had a Geek Crack bait, they are caked in a very foul, very disgusting smelling oil. Like, these things are nasty. Just leave these in the package. I actually kind of wish I didn't open it right now, because now my whole hand smells like it. These things are just slimy, gross. The smell they put on these things are gross. Another fun fact is, if you put this bait with a bunch of other baits, these things sweat and the smell comes out. I highly suggest, if you have Geek Crack baits, to just put these in their own Ziploc bag and separate them from the rest of your baits, because they're stanky. Anyway, this little guy is going to be a finesse jig trailer. I'm going to try this on the back of a finesse jig as just a trailer to give this kind of like a bluegill looking profile. And also, you can allegedly drop shot these things. So apparently these 2.8 size of the Geek Cracks are decent drop shot baits. That is to be determined. We will find out. And now my whole hand smells really disgusting. I'm glad I saved these to the end, because anyway, that's Geek Crack. Beware when you buy those things. They are going to be mash tape. The last couple things I got is terminal tackle. We'll go through these real quick. Now I have some. I don't have them on me. I'm not showing you right now because they're over in the other room. But I have some Depths bull flats in the bigger size, so not the 3.8 but the 4-inch. So I have a bunch of 4-inch bull flats, and the bigger bull flats, I kind of want to experiment with different hooks. So I got a couple different 5/0 weighted hooks. I got a 1/16 and a 1/8. So I'm going to try the Owner twist locks, and I'm going to try the Gamakatsu weighted superline hooks. So I'm going to try these on the bigger Depths bull flats this year as just kind of like a flipping bait or a pitching, not a flipping bait, but throwing it around anywhere you kind of throw around jig, like maybe around docks, around grass lines, open water. So anyway, I got some hooks to throw those bigger Depths bull flats on. So I got a couple packs of those. And the last thing is, when I did my Ichikawa hook order, I showed you guys in a previous video, there was one size that I completely forgot to buy in their flipping hook, and that is the 5/0. So I bought 3/0, I bought 4/0, but I forgot to buy 5/0. So I got 2 packs of the 5/0 Ichikawa flipping hooks. Now, I've already talked about these in previous videos, but what's cool about these Ichikawa hooks is the shank of the tip of the hook is already slightly pre-bent, so it gives you that like flipper style. A lot of flippers, they like to bend their hook out a little bit just to give that hook a different angle than lining up with the shank of the hook. These are pre-bent, and these things have really intense wire. They have really intense wrapping around the plastic keeper. So I don't know. These are pretty. These are a little more expensive for hooks, but you're getting allegedly a lot higher quality. So I don't know. I'm gonna put these Ichikawa flipping hooks to the test this year on my Megabass Warhammer. We're gonna flip these things. We're gonna flip them with a full like 1 ounce to maybe even an ounce and a half. To we're gonna punch and we're gonna put these things to the test and see how they hold up. So anyway, that's my full order that I've just been doing. Well, this was actually a combination of like 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 orders that I've just been saving up. I want to do one full unboxing and run through everything. So if you made it to the end of the video, I appreciate it. I thank you. If you have any questions about any of this tackle, this is just more stuff that I'm kind of just filling holes and gaps in my arsenal. And I want to thank Omnia for carrying all this stuff. And I want to thank you guys for using my code, which you can find down below in the description. The code might change, so I'm not going to say it in the video, but just check the description for the latest code and the link to Omnia. Use the code, get 15% off, and you're helping the channel, and I appreciate it. And until then, I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.